Alright, this is going to be a different video. I'm going to talk about something that's really been pissing me off lately. And it's really been pissing me off more than ever now that all these movies are coming out. And that's the amount of people that will call themselves comic book fans. Now, I get there's a difference. You can be a fan of Batman, but don't try to tell me you know everything about frickin' Batman when you've only seen 3 of Christopher Nolan's movies, never picked up a Batman book in your life. I mean, come on, who you trying to kid right there? You know how many fanboys I deal with of these Nolan movies? They weren't even true to the comics. They were good films. I will give them that. They were exceptionally great films, minus all the plot holes. I'm not even going to get into those. They were enjoyable. They were a modern spin on Batman, and they made him seem very realistic. Very, very well put together movies, minus the plot holes, like I said earlier. That's a different topic for a different day. But I'm a fan of AMC theaters on Facebook, and sometimes they when they post pictures for upcoming movies, most of them have to deal with comic books, because comic book movies have become really popular lately, thanks to like Iron Man, Dark Knight, Man of Steel, Avengers. The list goes on and on. And today they posted a picture of Heath Ledger's Joker, and they were talking about should Heath Ledger's Joker be replaced when they reboot Batman. And the amount of people I saw saying he was the only Joker just ticked me off so much. And this is on the movie aspect of things. Wait until I get in the comic aspect of why these people piss me off. Alright, Heath Ledger's Joker was phenomenal. Everyone will agree on that. But if you're gonna reboot Batman, you can't have a Batman trilogy without the Joker. You can't have a Superman trilogy without Lex Luthor. They're the 2 main villains. Everyone knows them. That's the point of them. Not essentially the point of them to make movies, but they go hand in hand. And if you why wouldn't you want to see a Joker and Batman? I want to see a Joker that, unlike Heath Ledger's, was crazy. It was fun. I want to see a Joker. I don't know how to explain it, but I want to see a Joker like in the comics, where he's just killing people, but he's getting a laugh out of that. And from Heath Ledger's, all I got was I got a Joker who was insane and just liked killing people. I didn't get the more humorous aspect to him. The scars, I just like to think of the Joker as a dude that laughs a lot. That's me. But anyways, so that's one thing. Now, if we're getting in the comics, just because you've seen the Nolan movies does not mean you are a Batman fan. If you can only name Scarecrow, Bane, Catwoman, Two-Face, Ra's al Ghul, and the Joker as Batman villains, you do not deserve to call yourself a Batman fan. I'm not trying to judge what level of fan you are, because I hate when people do that, but this is getting out of hand. And a lot of channels on YouTube like to take advantage of this. You got people that will review comic book movies, video games, and then they act like they know everything about the characters, when in reality, they don't. The thing about becoming a comic book nerd is, since these movies have been so big, everyone and their brother is trying to call themselves a comic book nerd. And the thing is, I wouldn't care if they were actually reading the books, but I don't think, maybe slightly, it's helped the industry, and the industry has been struggling lately. Reading comics is not as big as it was in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. After the 90s, people stopped reading comics because of the whole crisis of 95 and the fact that this whole comic book readers are nerds thing came about. Which gets me to another topic, and that's the frickin' Big Bang Theory. That show is the most pathetic attempt to try to make nerds funny. And they're not. Oh, yeah, the whole point of this is, haha, you're a nerd, I'm gonna laugh. These jokes aren't even funny. There's a clip on YouTube, and it's called Big Bang Theory without a laugh track. It is the pilot episode. I will put a link in the description. They took out the laugh track of this episode, and it is torture to sit through. I hate this show more than I hate anything else on the planet. I can't stand that show. I can't stand its fans. I don't know how you people find that funny. But going back to films, a thing I hate is Bane, and how they portrayed Bane in those movies. Now people think Bane is just a dude that wears half a mask on his face, or a really idiot who just gets pepped up on Venom. What the hell? That is to be the two worst depictions of Bane I've ever seen. Bane is supposed to be, if not smart, but smarter than Bruce Wayne. But moving on, another thing I despise is how what Comic-Con has become. Really? You're letting Twilight into Comic-Con. I thought Comic-Con was supposed to be about comic books, not about TV shows and movies. Maybe comic-related TV shows and movies, but Comic-Con is no longer a comic book convention. I can't even think of like one major Comic-Con, comic book related story that came out of Comic-Con this year. Like, I'm talking groundbreaking. There wasn't really any. I think they save all those for New York and Chicago now, which I am going to, Chicago Comic-Con. August 10th, I think. So that should be fun. But I'm getting off track again, and this is what happens when I do rants. You guys are having fun. I'm having fun, aren't you? Alright, now let's move on to some character stereotypes. One thing is, Aquaman isn't useless and stupid. Non-comic book fans who claim they are. Aquaman is bulletproof, has super strength, and can drop a frickin' whale on you. Yeah, stop calling Aquaman stupid. Aquaman is one of the most interesting and well-written characters in comic books today. If you're a comic book fan and you aren't reading Aquaman right now, I highly suggest you pick it up. Aquaman is bad ass. And people don't want him in the Justice League movie. Remind me why. And the thing is, most of the people that don't are such big fans of the Justice League Unlimited series and Justice League TV shows. And I get that those were great shows, but you gotta... I'm gonna be pissed if they replace Hal Jordan with Jon Stewart. I want the original 7 Justice League in it. I just want the original 7. I want Batman, Martian Manhunter, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Green Lantern all kicking ass together. I mean, that's my dream movie right there. And that's at stake. And, oh my god. This whole... I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple years. I think the industry is really going downhill. They're trying to adapt comics into movies now. I mean, movies into comics. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. Anyways. Alright, many of you guys know that I am a part of Wolverfractured 907, which is a comic book channel which I helped founded along with my good friends JB and Jordan. Jordan's no longer with us, but me and JB are still there. We're running the channel with a group of great guys, all comic book fans. All great guys. I highly recommend you go check that out if you haven't. I'm done with my selfless self-promoting. JB runs a show on there called Who Would Win, and what that does is it puts a Marvel character up against a DC character. Now they can be hero versus villain, villain, hero, whatever. And I cannot believe the amount of stupid replies we get on that show. I think my favorite by far was, I swear this is the exact quote. I hate Thor. Thor is just a ripoff of Greek mythology. Thor is Norse. How stupid can you be? I guarantee you whoever wrote that saw Thor and the Avengers, didn't like it, and loves Iron Man. But not comic Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. And thinks Captain America is very useless. And another thing that gets me so angry on who would win. Batman wins because he's Batman. Really? So, Batman can win against Wolverine, who has adamantium claws. Well, if Batman preps for it, he can win. There's no prepping for these, okay? They're on spot. Well, Batman would find a way because he's Batman. Batman's gonna die. He's gonna get stabbed, and he's gonna die. Wolverine's hearing factor is unstoppable. Unless you decapitate Wolverine and you move his head far, far away from his body, Batman is gonna lose. Batman will die. So shut up. I think I've ranted long enough on this. Well, maybe I'll do more rants. I don't know. This is just trying to test this out. You know, starting up my personal channel. I recommend you subscribe to WolverFragDude907. Like our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/WolverFragDude907. I recommend you follow us on Twitter at WolverFragDude. And if you're on Facebook and you want to talk comics with me or a group of really intelligent comic book fans that know what they're talking about, there's a group on Facebook called YouTube Comic Book Community. It's run by a great guy, Matt on Comics, I believe, and other guys. I'll put their links in the description. Go check them out. Great guys, know what they're talking about. Very welcoming to everyone. Just great people in that group. People are submitting artwork now. It's all great. If you love comics, this is the place for you. Alright. I've talked long enough. See ya.